Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode about the LEGO Train Automated Container Terminal. This episode is about the monorail shed. There's going to be a maintenance shed in which the monorails can get some maintenance. So the monorails are normally riding between the two cranes, but now and then this switch here is flipped and then it goes onto the side track here and it's going to the shed. I'm not showing it you yet because I had a video prepared with the whole building process of the thing, but something went wrong. I got an error on the SD card, so my video files were lost. So I don't have a video about the building process, but this is what it looks like. Well, it looks probably a bit familiar, and that is because it's just a duplicate version of the old, what is it, how is it called? Old railway maintenance shed, something like that. Old train shed from the Bricklink design program. I don't know, a few years back already. When this came out, I bought two with the exact reason to make a monorail maintenance shed out of it. And that is what you see here. So let's have a look inside. So I kept the inside pretty basic. I'm not going to shoot a lot of videos inside this shed, so I didn't want to spend a lot of time making it look nice on the inside while you don't see it anyway. So what is a thing that I spend a lot of time on is the lighting. And every lamp that you see has a small LED inside both sides, which give a nice vibe of the lighting. There's also these lights outside here that have a little LED inside as well. So it looks pretty nice in the dark. It has some soft yellowish tone of light color. I'm not going to show that to you. That's something for the video. Don't want to spoil everything. And well, I had some problems with cabling. Some cables were a bit too short, and so they're not. Yeah, could have been a bit nicer, but I don't care. It's inside, no one sees it. Maybe I'll do a shot inside that the monorail enters the shed, but that's it. So yeah, well, that's basically it. So we got over there the switch in the monorail track that makes the monorail go to the shed, and there's another switch over here, and this switch selects the outer track, the outside track, or the inside track. And there's also a switch here for the time a monorail is coming from the other track from this side. So the outer track is coming from the blue crane, and the inner track that you see here is coming from the red crane. Alright, so now this needs to be automated, of course, and the problem with these monorail things is that when you turn them on, you have this little light. So now it's stopped. There's a switch here on the side, if you don't know. That way you can enable it, you can stop it, or make it go reverse direction. And if you have it in the center position like now, then it is stopped. But then there's still this light on. And I don't like that, because maybe I leave the monorail here in the shed for maybe a few days, because I'm just working on something else, and I don't want to have the hassle to have to turn it off while it is in the shed. So I built this nice dark turquoise frame that you see here, and there's a little piston, a pneumatic piston, that goes down like that, and that piston pushes on this piece here, disabling the whole thing. So it stops, and then the piston is coming down and disabling the thing. So before it starts, it needs to enable the thing as well, and then the piston comes down again, and it is enabled. So that's the idea. I have tested it. It works in the sense of not automated, just with the hand pump, and it seems to work. Now there's also a little sensor inside here to detect if there's a monorail present or not. It's also very nice for when you start up the system, that you don't have to have a certain starting position for everything, but the system detects itself if there's a monorail inside or not. So the switches in the tracks are also controlled by a pneumatic switch, and everything is connected to this box over here, to which I can connect the wires and the pneumatic tubes. So now, of course, this needs a microcontroller to control it all, and that's where this little shed comes in place. As you can see, there's already some valves on the outside for the pneumatic system, and on the inside is actually the whole electronic part with the microcontroller. And there's also a motor driver inside, which I do not use at the time, but this is going to be a versatile system that I can use, I don't know, also for other projects. So yeah, that's why I built it in. I got also a little divider here for 5 volts and 12 volts, so I can tap off some power if I need to. And yeah, there's some simple lighting inside here as well. So I actually built this little shed also from the spare parts that I got from the big Bricklink design program set. There was also this kind of side building, which was the half of this, and now it's yeah, since I had 2 sets, I could build a full version of it. Yeah, well, that's basically it, what I can tell you about it. So next step will be connecting the whole thing and see if it actually works. So that will be in the next video. I hope to upload it a bit faster, sooner than I've done before. There was a bit of dead time between this episode and the previous one, and it had to do with the fact that I was cleaning up some stuff. I'm selling some of my sets on Bricklink. I needed to look for all the parts, and yeah, that's done now, at least, mostly. It's really time consuming to look for parts for a set in a huge collection. But we're getting there. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, of course. Have a look at my main channel as well. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.